Hello. Uh, so doing the weekly recap of my last week's trades. As I'm gonna do this like this. So as I discovered yesterday from my trading journal, what I did wrong this week, I completely dismissed the divergence aspect of my trading system, my trading style, my trading strategy. So mm, this is last week, right? So I went over this yesterday, but I'm still gonna mention it here. Last week, but the week before, all the trades I took had divergence. Basically, the true two here didn't have one, but they were break even as well. So all the trades had divergence, and look at the results, right? So I only lost three out of uh, I only lost three from 18 trades. I only lost three trades. Uh, and this week, from here, I took 19 trades and I only won one, two, three, four, five. So, not good. I basically took the same amount of trades and the results are backwards, right? So, the week before, I lost three trades from 18 trades. This week, for some reason, I dismissed the divergence part of my trading system strategy. I took 19 trades and I won five. So pretty much the same, exactly the opposite, right? So from now on, only divergence. If there's no divergence, there's no trade. But let's dive in. We got 19 trades to look over. So starting the week, the first trade I took was Euro NZD. Let's remind what this is. Okay, so let's see what this says. I'm gonna look at it later. Okay, I remember this. So Euro NZD. So the trade was over here, right? So I noticed a support line here, and there was divergence here from here to here. So pretty decent trade. I would take it again. So can't deny it. So it just didn't work out this time. So yeah. So that was that. Pretty decent trade in my opinion. I would take it again. Not all divergence trades work out. So it did start to go up a bit, but then it dropped. And then I took NZD USD. Also a trade I would take again. 2 weeks at a daily resistance and an H4 divergence. Yeah, I would take that again. It just since Euro NZD didn't work out, NZD USD is obviously gonna do the same thing. But then we went on to Euro GBP, and that was a break and retest trade, but with divergence, right? So price broke below this support zone, made a divergence here on H1. I actually like the H1 divergences more because it's a kind of a shorter feedback loop. When you're trading H4 divergences, it usually, I don't know how to say it, but it usually takes a longer time to play it out, basically. And one trick I like that if there's a divergence, uh, an engulfing candle helps, right? So if there's, I would really like to have a whiteboard, kind of like you draw on like a tablet. But basically, what I like is when you get uh, an engulfing candle. Okay, this I don't know what I was trying to draw, but let's see if I can remember a place. Euro USD, I think had a pretty good one. Okay, so yeah, notice here there's a divergence, right, from here to here. This is a trade I took actually, and from here to here, right. So this was a daily. Actually, that trade closed on Monday morning, early Monday morning. So this is a daily break and retest, right? Price had ranged here for a bit. Went started to move down, then came back a bit. So there was a small like zone here, and so it kind of ranged here, like so bounced, and broke, made a small retest, then started to go down, made a second retest, and there was a divergence here. Then I took the trade after the engulfing candle, right? So this is a strong move down, and then it continued to go down even further. I actually took it from somewhere here, but I anticipated as something like this could happen. I mean, I can't prove it, but you don't have to believe me, but I anticipated something like this happening. So yeah, this is what I like to see after a divergence, a strong move down. And if there's like a, so if there's an M forming, right? This is not the right tool. So if this is an if it's an M forming and there's divergence here or here, I like to see a strong move down, and then I like to enter. But sometimes emotions get to me more often than not. But I'm working on it. So there was divergence at the break and retest. So that's that's a good indication, and it this trade worked out. It actually went even a lot further than after I closed it because it dropped pretty heavily. So this is the trade over here somewhere, right? So somewhere over here. Looked how far it went, and continuing on, USD CAD was a loser. Let's look at the outcome. So this is a stupid trade. There's no. This is like the price is like really ranging. There's no momentum. It's like I don't. This is yes. There's divergence and yes, this kind of technically kind of a break and retest. But yeah, this is not a trade I'm gonna. This kind of setup is not a trade I'm gonna take again because there's no there's no wicks. There's no momentum. There's no prices like just on the 1 minute it would be like the just standing there. So it's 50-50 at that point. So yeah, this was a stupid trade. Uh, Kache was actually a pretty good trade, I think. Yeah, so this was a kind of a big zone. but there was a wick and there was divergence and not the clearest zone. I actually kind of thought it's gonna stop out because why not? Perfect place to sell and perfect place to take the trades out. It ranged like a few days and then it dropped. And so moving on, so this is a trade, the break and retest, and it stopped out. The market structure. So this is a trade that closed on Monday morning. The market structure seemed so perfectly clear, and actually this trade would have worked out if I'd placed my stop loss a lot lower, because I thought about placing my stop behind this, okay, just above these candles here. But since there was no divergence, anticipating I was actually anticipating something like this. That's why the stop was so big. But it actually, broke up, then shut down, and then shut up. So had I placed my stop like 10 or 15 pips, the one-to-one would have worked out, because I saw this zone over here, and I thought, price is gonna bounce from there probably, and it did. But I was waiting for a, dropping after this, and then it didn't. But yeah, it is what it is. No divergence, so can't blame anybody but myself. Euro NZD was also a loser, I think. So yeah, thought about taking the trade again, but price had broken below this zone twice already. So my first thought when I saw this pattern was, oh, this is a good break and retest. I'm gonna take a sell. Then I saw these two wicks and divergence, and I thought to myself, okay, but maybe it's gonna go up again, and it didn't. Uh, Next off, what's this? So NZD CAD. Yeah, this is a time I had like three NZD pairs, and they all stopped out at the same time. So this is actually a pretty decent trade. This is a trade I would take again, because this was a daily zone here, right? So daily break and retest basically. Oh no, that was this trade here. So it wasn't at the daily zone. It was just at a recent high. But still, a trade I would probably take again, because a wick, second wick, divergence. Yeah, I would take the trade again. These kind of trades usually work out. NGD was just going the opposite direction. So right now, this next trade is gonna be a winner. Let's see what it is. Catch APY took the trade again. This was a trade I won from here. There was a break and retest, but it's like so small break, and it's ranging, and it's like crawling and doing small wicks on opposite sides. So no momentum here. So just this was actually pure luck, I think. This is not a trade I'm gonna. This kind of setup is not a trade I'm gonna take again. Let's see what this is. Euro GBP. Decent trade, but since there was no divergence, uh, I'm not gonna take this kind of setup again. All in all, a decent trade, I think, for from a break and retest perspective. But yeah, not I'm not trading these kind of setups anymore. From a break and retest perspective, a decent trade. Mm, so EuroCAD. So this is Friday already. Okay, no, it's not. Yeah, this is this trade over here. So again, just a break and retest trade. No divergence, no daily zones, nothing. Just break and retest. Just break and retest. And actually, this divergence here, what I saw later, if I had taken this setup from over here, this would have worked out because price went below here a bit. So this one to one would have worked out. And then it shot back up, would have hit this trades, take profit. But this wick over here would have stopped me out anyways. So this is this trade here, and I closed halfway to the stop. Resulted in minus 500 something. Um, yeah, CAD CHF, nothing but a break and retest. This is the first trade here. Just small crawling break and retest. And I actually saw this zone over here, so I thought it might bounce from here. But I got emotional and was hoping for this trade to work out, and it didn't, and it stopped me out. And then I re entered a bit later, seeing that it was starting to move down, and then this stopped out as well, basically. So, and there's no divergence. Let's continue. So this is the second trade I took, stopped out as well, no divergence. It formed a divergence later, as you can see here. It formed a divergence later after it stopped me out. Then it dropped, forming a divergence, and then I should have entered, and then this would have worked out like so. But this was at 6, so I would not have noticed it anyways. So 24, let's say. Okay, so depending on where I would have gotten the entry, basically would have worked out. But yeah, it did went one to one, but yeah, I don't know if I would have caught the perfect entry. Maybe I would have caught it even better. Maybe I would have caught it later. It's probably gonna drop on Monday, so it's probably this trade would have worked out on Monday. But yeah, after forming a divergence, when I took the trade here and here, there was no divergence. It's only after that divergence that I actually again I can't prove it, but I thought this kind of thing might happen. So, but I can't prove it, so you don't have to believe me. But yeah, but I got no reason to lie to you, right? I'm not selling you anything, so I'm just this is me vlogging my journey. Basically, I'm documenting my trading journey and also kind of journaling, so I get to talk things through and um, kind of emphasize them in my head so they would become habits, basically. So what's this catchy? So okay, something got mixed up here because this is a trade I already talked about. What is this? Catchy HF. Okay, weird. Anyway, moving on. What? Okay, so this is Friday now. NZD USD. This is a trade. Mm, Actually, this is a tricky one because there's divergence on H4, small divergence, right? But there's no zone to the left. No, I mean, no resistance zone or nothing like that. The only reason I took this trade was this head and shoulders pattern here. So head and shoulders usually a reversal pattern. And after I saw the third, like the right shoulder forming, I entered and it happened to work out. But that's not my usual setup. So I was at this point I was kind of desperate already, so I was throwing trades. So this was like semi decent trade according to my trading strategy. So it's kind of justified, but it's not my strategy, right? So I like to trade like 2 wicks and M formation or W formation at support resistance lines. But yeah, this is kind of a uh, what's the word I'm looking for? This is kind of the experience, but I'm not a profitable experienced trader yet. I'm experienced, but I'm not profitable. I mean, I was last week, the week before last week. Anyway, this week I showed myself that I can do it, and for some reason I lost it. I lost my cool this week. But I mean, life, stress, financial situations, work related, everything, kids, family, all this, bundles up and grows above your head. And I mean, I'm human, so as we all are, probably. So this worked out, but this is the second trade here, and that's where I kind of lost control of my emotions, and I started trading rap. I started throwing trade out. So this NZD USD trade, I thought that it's gonna continue down because of this candle here. I thought that it's a break and retest to the neckline, but just the things I was talking to my head, trying to justify a clearly random trade. So yeah, don't do that. NZD CAD was, I don't know, I mean, the stupidest trade from this account. I mean, there's nothing here, nothing. Yeah, basically, it is a daily zone here, but that's it. Daily zone, no confirmations. I mean, yes. I mean, no, no. I mean, I was like, just I was making things up at this point already. It is kind of a head and shoulders, but at an H1, so you can find H1 head and shoulders patterns, but this is clearly not one of them. So this is a purely random trade that I was trying to justify with a head and shoulders pattern, which is not here. So the most stupidest trade of this account probably. And then I took a EuroCAD trade after I saw this divergence here. Basically, had I taken the trade from here, right? Something like this, let's say. Well, okay, it wouldn't not have gone 1-to-1, but still I would not have lost the trade yet. I think it's gonna go down on Monday, but yeah, not anymore. I'm not gonna trade it. The moves up. If this price, I mean, divergence is still here, right? So if price, I don't know, does something like 2x here and an M formation, making a divergence here, then maybe I'll enter. But I mean, I got 1 day left with this account, and then this free trial is ending. After which I'm gonna take a new free trial and risk 1%. Right now, with this account, I was risking 0.5%. I'm currently at a $4,000 drawdown. Well, 3.5 actually. $3,500 in drawdown. So on Monday, I'm gonna take two. I'm gonna So on Monday, I'm gonna win two trades with 1% stop loss. So I'm gonna take this account back to break even. That's the plan. And let's continue. I got one more trade, I think. And I took the Euro CHF trade, which which was a decent trade actually, but a stop hunt got me. So a stop hunt got, and this is what I'm talking about. Uh, from a engulfing candle perspective, right? So if there are multiple wicks at this resistance here, it well, it is a resistance. It just this this is, I don't know what. Mm. Like from this perspective, it's a resistance, right? So multiple wicks at this H1 resistance, a stop hunt, and then I thought it was gonna go down because the divergence was present. Basically, it's a hidden divergence, right? So this was what I was looking at. There is divergence, but there was a second stop hunt which knocked me out, and then it dropped, and right now it would almost be at the profit target. So it happens sometimes. Nothing you can do about it. And that's it. These are my this week's trades. So I'm gonna wrap this up. I wanna what? Oh, okay. Someone's talking from the video. Uh, and yeah. So this is it for this week. This week's weekly recap. Tomorrow I'm gonna make a weekly outlook of trades I'm looking at. And yeah, if you like my content, if you like watching me trade, if you like following my journey of me becoming a successful Forex trader full time, click the like button, follow, subscribe, all that YouTube stuff, right? So yeah, so right now I'm gonna continue learning to be a software tester, a QA what's it called? A QA engineer, quality assurance engineer. So my plan right now is to switch careers basically. at some point, because in IT there's the wages are a lot bigger. In Estonia, inflation rate was like one of the highest in European Union. So inflation's rising, interest rates are rising, mortgage costs are rising, car payments are rising, prices are rising, everything's rising, and pay is not rising. So gotta do something before I figure this trading thing out. Which I'm close. I mean, I managed to get by 2 weeks without my emotions getting to me. That's something. And actually, I was already trading a funded account this summer, so I even got my first payout. So I know I can do it. Just need to stay calm and keep my mind clear, control my emotions. Justin Mueller put it pretty good. Control your rep. I mean, risk, emotions, and patience, right? So I gotta get my reps in order. And with and on that note, what's and on that bombshell, it's time to end tonight's show. Anyway, bye guys. See you later.